you doing, everyone? Welcome back to the channel and a new video. As you may see in the thumbnail, this is regarding the 86 and some wiring that I have to carry out. Now, I wasn't going to film this, but basically, yeah, the car left me stranded. I took it to college last week. Thought I'd take it out for its one last drive before its MOT. And yeah, nothing. The ignition was completely dead. So the aftermarket alarm system, which was fitted before I purchased the car, the immobiliser part of it just decided that it didn't want to start. So yeah, I was stuck for a few hours, phoned a few friends, they tried to help me out, and one of them, Louis, who is a good friend of a friend, thank you very much for coming out. But as he turned up, after me pushing the car and waiting for a couple of hours, all of a sudden, the car started. Very, very, very odd. But saying that, the alarm system's got to go. It's a Cobra Bridge 4100. For what I've read up online so far, they came, I think, standard in Mitsubishi Evo 5s. I think they were Mark 5s. And also the Lotus Elises. Now, this issue of where the key fobs just decide not to work, and yeah, unfortunately a lot of people out of their car not being able to start them, is relatively common. So I'm glad I found that information, and I've decided I'm actually going to strip the alarm system. Whether I replace it with another, I'm not sure, but for now I'm just going to get a steering wheel lock, keep the steering wheel on lock, and yeah, we'll go from there. But yeah, let me show you where I've got to so far. Okay, so this was a couple of hours work the other day. As I said, I wasn't going to film this, but I wanted to share it with you guys. But so far, what I've done is all of this electrical tape is what I've removed. There was no heat shrink used, just pure electrical tape, which I'm not a fan of. Now, what I was left with when I did that, this is all the wiring. I'm sure it looks meshier than it actually is. I have unplugged these two main plugs, one from here and one from just underneath the steering column. That's just to give me more access, more flexibility with the wires. But what you can basically see here is that, I don't know who fitted it, if it will focus. I'm struggling to focus it. Let's try another one. Just here, they've literally twisted the wires and just plonked a bit of solder on it. So no connectors used. I also cannot find any relays, which I would usually expect to find for the fuel pump and the ignition. There's nothing. It is all hardwired into the OEM loom. But saying that, I have found two of these fuses. Well, these fuses are linked to the alarm system. I checked the fuses, they're both good, they're not blown. I did check that before I started doing this job, just to make sure it wasn't a fuse that had blown. But as I say, from what I've been told, it's the ECU. So the main ECU has, I think, like a soldered in battery, and I think it only has really a shelf life. And as far as I'm aware from the paperwork I've got, this alarm system was fitted around 6 years ago, which is the length of ownership I've had the car. But saying that, as I said, I don't like it. Once I saw this and how badly it had been wired, I knew it had to go. So that's what I'm doing. So, as I said, I made a start by removing all this misery. Now, I'm no electrician. Electrics are a little bit scary, I must admit. But what I've decided to do, and what I've been recommended to do, is if I can just match the wires that have been spliced, and just basically solder them back together, everything should be good and the car should start. Now, that's what I hope. As I was indicating, depending if it left or right, it didn't matter. The opposite indicators would flash also, but on a slight delay. which made no sense. And I thought, well, maybe it's blown something, and maybe it's blown the flasher relay. Well, what I actually did, I don't know what made me do it, was all I did was I unplugged the ECU from the alarm, tried the indicators, worked perfect. I thought, okay, that's a bit of fluke. So just to prove myself wrong, I plugged the ECU for the alarm back in, tried the indicators, both sides were flashing, and that was making an awful ticking noise. So I thought, okay, that can't be coincidence then. Disconnected it again, tried the indicators, perfect. So the indicator issue, being that the alarm will be spliced into the indicators, is proving that the alarm is at fault. So there is a fault somewhere. So yeah, let's get into it and start getting some of these wires back together. There you go. Absolute misery. So what I've done is I've just cut off all the wires leading to the main harness. And what I'm going to slowly then do individually is heat up the solder, take off all the existing little snippets, and yeah, start soldering back together with heat shrink. So yeah, that's how at least. So I'll crack on, start doing the soldering. Okay, just a closer look for you guys. So this is what I did. See all the little snippets of wire where I've just cut it off. But yeah, look how the least amount of wires there are compared to how there was literally a matter of seconds ago. All because of that. So yeah, let's neaten this up and hopefully all is good. Okay, that's all the wires stripped. That one. And that one. White heat shrink applied. And green. Always do those early as I can so I don't forget. And also these two. So they're all stripped, ready to be soldered. So fingers crossed, once that is done, the car should start. Okay guys, I just wanted to show you how I solder. So how I was taught is you tin both sides of the wires, you don't twist them, and then as you bring the two together you apply the heat with a soldering iron, and then the two blend together, and that's the best fix that you can do when soldering. And I was told that by my college tutor a couple of years back. That's the best way to do it, and you do not twist. So that's one done. I've already done this one. Got the green matching heat shrink on it. So now all I have to do with this one is slide that over like so. Give that a bit of heat. That's another one done. Right, okay guys, so I've literally just finished. So as you can see, plugged back in, neatened all the wires up as best I can. But yeah, look how much neater that is. I'm going to go grab the keys, and I really, really hope the car starts. So let's give it a go. Okay, do we have lights? Get in. Right, fingers crossed, here we go. Ha ha ha! Get in! Nice. Okay, safe to say I'm buzzing. First time I've ever done that. First time it works. So, I'm still yet to strip out the rest of the wires. Just wanted to mainly do the fuel pump and ignition to make sure the car would start and strip out that misery. But, yeah, so there's a wire here, and that is what I assume is what goes to this indicator. So yeah, all I need to do now is follow all these extra wires, strip them out. I have my tracking system to reinstall because this car does have a tracker. But yeah, chuffed. Thanks for watching, guys. Really appreciate it. As I said, it was an impromptu video. I wasn't gonna film myself doing this because, as I say, wiring is not really my my favourite subject. But thought I'd film it, and I'm really glad I did, and shared it with you. So thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe if you want to see more. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one.